Hello and welcome to my flipped introduction video. What I'm going to be talking about in this video is how my Schoology page works, as well as the philosophy behind flipped instruction. So this is the first page of pre-calculus, the way I got to this page, and it's going to look a little funny for you. It'll look a little simpler for you than it does for me. At the very top is the way to get into the Zoom classroom, as well as an additional place to turn in homework. But I went into this very first chapter. This top chapter is the one that we're working on, and then right below it is mastery quizzes. You can scroll down further and you can see what's coming in the future, as well as old chapters as we complete them throughout the year. So I went into chapter 0, prerequisites, which is our first chapter. This gives you quick overviews. You want to click on the appropriate day of what is going on in that course. So say we're in day 1. Once this loads, it's going to give you an outline of what the assignments are for each day, as well as the topics that are being covered for each day. So you can see our very first day on Monday, September 14th, we're going to do section 0, 1, 2, and 3. So let's go into that folder, which is where we all started. Now, the idea of flipped instruction is it's kind of a time saver. What we did last spring was that students would come to class, and then we would spend a large amount of time where they were just watching a pre-recorded message. And then we had to cram the time that we were able to really interact in the second half of the class. I don't want to do that anymore. What I would prefer to do is have students be introduced to the material, start developing some questions, see what things they know and what things they don't know. And then during our Zoom time, I can really laser focus on what students know and fill in those gaps and answer any questions that they can have, so we can increase the amount of interaction we're having with each other. So you are watching this video. It's not linked right here because I'm making it right now. But in some sense, this is kind of our before class video. Then after watching this video, I want you to go to my Schoology site and then fill out this form. Every day is going to have a form like this. And what it is, it's checking to see what you know already. So it's giving me some feedback about how well you absorb the information from how well you absorb the information from the video, and lets you know, as well as letting me know how well you absorbed everything. So they're all going to be Google Forms, and I'm going to use this at the very start of class. It's like, all right, everybody, it looks like we didn't quite understand what questions you have after watching the video, or these were some things that popped up. This one also has an additional hidden video about how to take notes. So there's a video to watch after this one. Most of them won't have a video inside of that. After that, you can see here's our textbook. So if there's additional questions that you might have before class, you can also take a look at our textbook and get some of our questions answered from the text. If you don't have the physical book, you can look at the PDF pages linked here. Then there's going to be some problems. So after we've gotten that introduction to the material, we want to work some problems so we can test how well we actually know that material. There are questions linked here, but there's also an additional form that we're going to do during class. You'll notice that there's different check marks. The check marks are to indicate that there's something you've got to do. Pink are things you want to do before class. So before you come to class on Monday or Tuesday, you want to get these two things done. Watch the video, do the Google form. During class, you're going to do these green check marks. So we're going to look around through these problems, see what things people are stuck on, and also fill out this Google form where we're checking for accuracy. Now that we've kind of filled in those gaps, do we really know enough of it? So we're getting another check of like, do we really have this? The initial one is just like, okay, just first glance, how we doing? This is a second check of like, okay, well, now that we've practiced a little bit, where do we feel we are at this material? Finally, there's a blue check. This can be done during class or after class. Most likely it's going to happen after class, as you kind of like wrap everything up, kind of put everything in a nice little bow and say, okay, cool, here is my practice that I worked on. There were a couple questions that I wanted to work on after class personally, so then I'm going to work on those ones because I wanted to practice a little bit more. So I've really solidified my knowledge, and I'm going to submit those into a Google form. So yeah, and that is all. The idea of this flipped instruction, again, is it's giving students an opportunity to get an initial glance at that material. then during class, we're able to interact and I know what things students know and don't know. And then finally, as they're done, they're able to wrap up everything in a nice little bow and submit it after class. So now that we're done with this video, you want to go to this Google form, check for understanding, and see how well you absorbed everything that's in this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.